So now I'm in the Leaf, and I'm gonna start up. I've set it on a started climate control, remotely. That's why we have the air vents going. So we're just gonna start the car. There we go. So we get it to upbeats are noisy, but it's still a very cool thing that you can actually set it on, remotely. That's really cool. So I'm gonna put my sunglasses on. It's really sunny outside. So we got a temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. Here we go. And oh damn, they were hot. So basically, this is the first video that I'm recording in the Leaf. I'm just curious to see how it works and how the camera on my phone works. This is the front camera, by the way. Yeah, so I can keep an eye on things. So the car's on. I have no heater on. I'm going to put the AC on right now. Tone it down a little bit. I wonder how much it actually goes into the microphone, since the air vents are going right now. Well, let's set it to blow on my feet and this window. There we go. This is the lowest setting on the fan. I don't know how much that actually goes through. I mean, I don't know at all. But so, got a range of 77 kilometers. I'm gonna try to. The thing is, I'm pretty curious about the kilowatt meter, their energy consumption meter. I'm gonna reset that. And I wonder why we can't have it, because in the States they have it counting out per mile, whereas at least in Europe, it shows kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. I know that's some kind of EU standard or whatnot, so there's a lot of shit like that. But so we got, and the battery temperature is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's on 5. So let's just take it for a drive and see what she does. I wonder if I put it on, the fan, if I put it on full blast. I don't know. Not full blast, but let's put it on auto. Let's see what it does. I'm guessing it makes a lot of noise. But anyways, so let's go for a drive here. Put it in drive. Still have it in echo. Take out echo mode. 72 kilometers on the clock. So just roll out of our parking spot here. Just going to see what happens. I don't know. The thing was, I just wanted to check out the gauges and whatnot. And I've checked them out before, but I'm just curious to what is. There's some pulling on the windows. Well, anyways, so in a couple of days we're going to Cyprus for a week of vacation at my brother's house. My brother's place. He lives in Cyprus. I've lived there for the past couple of years. The funny thing is that now we're leaving. The last week we've had fantastic weather in Sweden. 21 degrees outside, clear blue skies. Everything is awesome, and now we're actually going to for a holiday. And this feels so strange because we're more like, why would you want to go abroad where the weather in Sweden is so good? And the funny thing about vacationing in Sweden is that vacation, because in Sweden we have, everyone gets, if you work full time, you get 5 weeks of paid vacation that you can take out. Most of us take out 4 weeks, and then keep 1 week for winter, Christmas and whatnot. And anyways, what happens is that people in Sweden, most people have their vacation, the 4-week period in June or July or maybe August, and we still choose to go abroad. I mean, July in Sweden is like the hottest period of summer, and Swedish summer is known for being very, very, I don't know what I'd call it, but it's spotty, it's shady, it's whatever you want to call it, in the sense that it can rain a lot and then can be sunny, and you never know. But still, I don't get that. Well, the few weeks or a couple of months a year that we have really decent weather, people choose to go abroad. Whereas I'm like, if I wanted to go abroad, I would want to do that. Like in Sweden, we have the most part of winter is not most part of winter, but the biggest part of the winter when it's coldest is like December, January, February, and that's like if I wanted to go get some sun, I'd do that time of year, December through February or March. But no, not Swedes. We'll go abroad in the middle of our own summer, and we have, like as I said, let's say we have 3 months a year that's really good summer weather. Like now, still 21 degrees outside. Real nice. And AC, I just wanted to check out the AC, really how it works. So now we're passing the Tesla superchargers here more opposite the courthouse. Tesla's charging there today. And I mean, I've seen it since they put up the chargers. I mean, there's been a steady flow of Teslas during the skiing season, because that's the reason for the chargers, that they've been put up there so that you as a person or you as a Tesla owner can get to the ski resorts in the mountains, and that's real cool with Tesla and all. But the problem becomes these chargers still don't work for any other vehicles, and is it good? Is it bad? You can say what you want about that, but the fact of the matter is that the town that I live in, Mora, it doesn't have any kind of charging infrastructure for EVs other than Tesla. I mean, and it's not our town that decided to put them there. Tesla asked the town, can we rent the property there to put up 4 stalls? And they're like, nah, sure. The problem that has become after that is that everyone that has a Tesla, or everyone that you talk to about EVs, they assume that any EV can charge there. So once we got the Leaf, everyone was like, oh, so what you're doing, isn't it great that you can actually charge it, downtown at the Tesla chargers? And we're like, but we can't charge it all there. And people are like, but how do you do it then? I mean, we charge at home. We have a domestic outlet, and it has, it's a 240 outlet with 16 amp capability. So, and that's still only the max that this car can take, because it only has a 3.3 kilowatt charger, onboard charger. This car was never equipped, or it wasn't equipped with a 6.6 kilowatt charger. And it doesn't really matter. I mean, slow charging is slow charging. I mean, if we went to a house and we decided to get a wall box and wanted to have fast charger, then that would be a problem. But I mean, still, we got the Leaf because we in the end wanted to get a Tesla Model 3 once they come out and all that. So this is the most reasonable EV you can. This is the only EV you can get to date. If you wanted a EV like in 2016, people say you could have gotten the 30 kilowatt version, but the problem is that once we got this car, like 22nd of March this year, the problem was that the 2016 30 kilowatt Leaf had just been released, and a new Leaf is still too expensive, if you ask me. And that's the whole problem with EVs. I mean, there's 2 main problems with EVs, and the first problem is the price. I mean, it's essentially the size of a Golf, Volkswagen Golf, and that's but then the problem, that's the size of it, that's the size of it. It's the size of a Golf, yeah. But it costs like a lot more, new at least. That's it. It's a really expensive car, so you're like, huh. And then you got the range issue. And people are like, well, is range an issue? Well, now we can go pretty far distances, and we have we have DC quick chargers located, like the closest one is like 70 kilometers away. So when we got the car, we drove like 850 kilometers from the honest, that was due to weather conditions, and that would have happened to any EV. And sure, the Teslas would have had more range, so the weather, the drop in temperature wouldn't have affected that as much. But still, I mean, that's the main problem, is range. And the 30 kilowatt Leaf, sure, it helps some with that. It helps out, but it's not creating a decent. Now we're gonna pass a truck here. It's gonna be just push it and go. That's like one of the most awesome things with an EV. Just push the pedal and it goes like stink. I mean, 120 kilometers on the clock there, but. And that's another thing with the Leaf that I've found out. The speedometer on it is, I don't know how Nissan decided to calibrate that one, or if it is just to give you more range. Because I mean, going down in the kilometers, like going down, if you drive 40 kilometers, if you drive 45 kilometers on the speedo, if you measure that with the GPS, which I've done, that's 40 kilometers an hour. Real speed. And once you get up to like 60, you have to drive 67 on the speedometer to actually get, actually be driving 60 kilometers an hour. And once you're up at, if you want to drive 90 kilometers an hour, which usually is normal speed on highways here, and then you got motorways that are 110, but still, let's say 90. The problem is you need to go 100 on the speedometer in the Nissan Leaf to actually be driving at 90 kilometers an hour. And that becomes a problem because, well, sure, I measured that with the GPS, and everyone with a smartphone could do that, but I still feel you as a car owner shouldn't be needing to do that. You can say what you want about that, but I feel that it's and sure, I get it that all speedos show a couple of percentages off to, it's a safety margin. But, I mean, 10 kilometers off at 100, if you're driving 100 kilometers an hour, and once you want to get up to a highway speed, to be able to drive 100, if you wanted to drive 110 kilometers an hour, which is the normal speed on highways here, or 120 in some cases, but let's say 110, I actually tested it out. You need to have the speedo on 100. You have to have the speedo at 122 kilometers an hour to actually be driving 110 kilometers an hour. Now, is that a problem? Well, I mean, that's a differential of 12 kilometers an hour. And, I mean, you don't want to go with the speed limit. I mean, let's say you're just a law-abiding citizen and you want to drive 110 kilometers an hour with your speed limiter on or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I know that there would be some margin. So you go, okay, sure, let's go 115 kilometers an hour just to be, when we're there. But the problem is, you need to get up to 122 kilometers an hour in a Nissan Leaf to actually be driving 110 kilometers an hour. Now, is that a problem? Well, yeah, I feel that it's a problem. I've never driven a car with such an inaccurate speedometer in my life. I mean, a couple of kilometers, like 3-4 kilometers an hour, I can get that. And at lower speeds, you're down there 4 or 5 kilometers an hour. But once you get up to like 60 and over that, I mean, that just increases. I mean, the speedo in the Nissan Leaf, when I push the car to the max, and it does the 144 kilometers an hour if I measure it with a GPS, I'm driving 144 kilometers an hour according to GPS. Well, the speedo is showing 160 kilometers an hour. I mean, that's just ridiculously off. And you can say, oh, but the problem still is that I feel that you could reasonably have a decently correct, why is the speedo so off on the Nissan Leafs? And we're going in 22nd of this month. We're actually going for the first service of the car, and we're hopefully I can film that so we just get a picture of what they're actually doing when they service these cars, and see the battery health and everything. That's it's going to be really interesting. But I'm going to ask them about the speedo. Is it possible that they could recalibrate the speedo? Is it maybe it's the factory default that it's basically set, it's just calibrated wrong. I don't know. I'm just curious about that because I just feel that it differs a little bit too much for my taste. I mean, if I'm driving 90 kilometers an hour on the speedo, I mean, I want it to be around 90. I don't want to be driving 90 on the speedo and actually in reality doing about 80 kilometers an hour. I mean, that's just, sure, people say, but all cars are off. Yeah, sure. But they're not off that much, which means that everyone's catching up to you thinking that you're a slow driver. What you're actually is doing is driving according to the speedo. And, I don't know. I just find it very odd that the speedo is so off on the Nissan Leaf compared to other cars. When I had a 2004 Citroen Xterra Picasso, and when I measured that on GPS, from like 30 kilometers an hour up to, I think it was like 120. I mean, it differed 3 kilometers an hour in every test I did. No more, no less. And I was like, oh, and that's a totally reasonable thing. I mean, if I'm driving 90 kilometers an hour on a speedo and I'm doing like 87, I don't have a problem with that. But I do have a problem when I'm driving 90 on the speedo and I'm actually, the real speed I'm doing is 80. Then I'm like, what the hell? So now going back to sound here. I've been driving with eco mode off. By the way, I don't know. I like it. I like the eco mode too because I can feel. My feeling is that once you're driving in town, like now I'm catching up to a car. I mean, letting off the gas on the accelerator, it gets a little twitchy when you're not in eco mode. It's a bit, it could be me driving, my driving style, not really being suited for the non-eco mode, so to speak. But the eco mode feels more relaxed. I remember before I got the car, and saw a lot of YouTube clips, and a lot of people were like saying that it was really, really slow in eco mode, but I don't really feel that. I like that. I actually like the feeling that you need to use the pedal. You have to go further down the gas pedal to actually accelerate. It gives you more leverage. I don't know. I like it. I like the eco mode, so let's put it in eco mode. But, I get that everyone is entitled to their opinion, and if you feel that I'm wrong on that, then sure. That's right for you. But I do like the eco mode. I find myself actually driving in eco mode very often. Mostly when I'm driving non-eco, it's probably when I'm getting out of a tight spot, intersection or whatever, and you need to get out. Sure, people say, well, you can just floor it. Yeah, but I don't want to floor it. I need more acceleration, but I don't need the full speed acceleration, because from a standstill, if you're rolling at a couple of kilometers an hour and you floor it, the car is a lot faster than it needs to be. But everyone's entitled to their opinion. I like the acceleration. It's an awesome feeling to just floor it because it's so seamless. That's about it. I mean, that's what I have to say right now. Let's see what the summer brings. I mean, right now it's like 20 degrees outside. I mean, in these conditions, I mean, the Leaf shines. I mean, you get good range. You got all your comforts of your ordinary car, your gas car, or ice car. You got your climate control. You got your USB. You got everything. I don't see anything to complain about. Sun is shining and you're driving in a car that'll cost you basically nothing to run. I don't see the problem with that. I don't see what there is to whine about. I don't see it. What more? Well, I mean, people, when it comes to EVs, I don't know if people don't really know that this is an EV. I don't know. Maybe they don't know that it's an EV, and that's the thing. The pedestrian sound and everything. Oh, so the traffic's catching up, actually. That's cool. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but I mean, now it's just me, rambling about how nice it is driving the EV. But mean, honestly, it is. I mean, so far, the only gripe that I have is the speedo. And, well, maybe the range. Not that I've actually had any range anxiety to speak of at all. I mean, yeah, we've been driving like last month, we drove like 400, I don't know, how much did we drive? I don't remember. Was it like 4,000 kilometers or something? This is real far. And it was like nothing to complain about. Everything was peach and dandy. Everything was awesome. And now we're coming into some congestion here, and just puddling along feels awesome in this car. I mean, I just love it. It's awesome. Yeah. But I don't know. I guess we're just cut out the video here. So